What you're about to see is a short training slash case study what we did for our private clients. And on this specific one, we went over one of our client campaigns who's been working with us now about 2 months, basically understanding your numbers, the math logic behind the whole funnel, so that you can make the campaign as profitable as humanly possible in the long run, and also how to make it scalable. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Edu Häkkinen. I'm the founder and CEO here at Mescula Media. We help real estate agents all over the US and Canada get 5 to 8 new listings and become the dominant force in their market in 15 weeks or less. I'm hoping you'll get value out of this, and like always, drop comments down below, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next one. What's up? What's up? Today we have an interesting topic, math logic and understanding your numbers. So I'm going to go over one client campaign. This client has been with us now about 2 months or so. So we're going to go over basically math behind all this, how this whole process works, why paid traffic, why paid client acquisition is so scalable, and where the true profit margins are, where the profitability comes to the game. So yeah, let's dive in. First of all, we have now like total spend is like ad spend is right now about $1,604.12, and we have 83 leads. So the cost per lead is about $19, which is really good. Going to diving into these numbers, what is the goal, what we average later on this video. Then we have 22 phone consultations set, and 3 are still coming up. 2 cancelled, 4 no-show, 5 in-person meetings set from these phone appointments, and 1 listing we lost, so we didn't get that listing, and one we got, so 1 listing acquired. Cool. So, and then there's also from these in-person meetings, there's still 2 to 3 short-term potentials based on the notes I saw. So this might change the whole equation. So this basically means that the pipeline is growing, which is a good thing for the long-term view. Cool. So let's dive into these numbers here. So the cost per lead right now is $19. Our goal, when we try to get this cost per lead, like the KPI or the goal, I would say, is $25 across all of our client accounts. So this is basically what we always try to get to. So we're definitely doing better than that. So this is great. Then the lead to booking ratio, lead to phone ratio right now is 26.5%. And our goal is to get that always to, always to 25 to 30%. That's the goal. So we right there. 3 still coming up, and basically we have 2 cancelled, 4 no-shows, so it's 6 in total. So that is 27% of all these phone appointments that we have actually set. Goal for this is to be in between 20 to 30%, which we are right now, so that the show-up ratio will be anywhere from 70 to 80%. That's the goal. So that's also good here. 5 in-person meetings set. So I'm taking these 3 that are still coming up. So I'm 22 minus 3, so 19 that we have taken and got 5. So that is about, 26%. Conversion ratio from phone to in-person meeting. So that's good. The goal, like the long-term goal, is to get this to 30 to 60%. So that is the long-term goal here. What we're aiming for in the long run. So we almost there. And for short term, like for the first 2 months, which are always quite tough in terms of everything, we're gonna nail down the whole process. We're gonna get to these numbers and all that. So this is still good for sure, but like this is the long-term goal here. Now, if we think about that we lost 1 listing, that's 20%, and we got 1 listing, that's 20%. Our goal to, like in long run, is to get, let's put it in green again, is to get 40 to 60% converted, like closed, basically, the listings acquired from the in-person appointment. So 40 to 60% acquired from in-person appointments is the goal in long run. Hope this makes sense. So that's the goal. Now, as said earlier, the there is still, based on the notes that I saw, there is still 2 to 3 short-term potential that might come, like might turn into listings acquired. So that would actually, what's that like? Let's say 3 out of 5. It's 60%. So then we would be there if we can get those. So the number one thing right now, what I would say with this account is obviously to follow up and follow through, and find a way to get those listings. There might be some, but the good thing here is that the pipeline is growing. We have got already cash flow coming in, which is great in the first 2 months, so we can see it works. These numbers boils down to, like, funnels down perfectly here. We are here, cost per lead is really good, which just tells us that we have traffic coming in enough in order to get these things here. And 26.5%, we are definitely in the right range here. 27% has basically canceled / no-showed, so we are in between the goal. And this is basically the long-run goal. When we have like a bunch of appointments coming in, hundreds of appointments, then we gotta be inside this range so that it all makes sense. So that's good. The gaps right now, what I'm looking at here is basically we should be able to set a bit more in-person appointments so that we can get this 26 to 30 to 60%. And what I always say that if you're not booked out for the next week and a half or next 2 weeks, take all the opportunities you can so that you can learn the process, you can know how to handle the objections from sources like this, and then that way you know the process, you build up your own SOPs and processes and systems basically around how you run things, and that way when you hire team members, assistants, you can just like you can take all your hands off, you can basically outsource that whole process to the team member, to the assistant, and you know exactly what numbers they need to hit in order to make it successful. So now you're stress-free again and you know that it works. So that's why I take all the opportunities you can, go in there, handle the objections, see what you can do, and get better. Cool. And obviously this is what we need to get to, 40 to 6%. But like this is long-term goal, guys. Like this is long-term goal. The thing here is that these, like as mentioned earlier, there's 2 to 3 short-term potentials, and also here with these phone appointments, there still is like potentials, and we might get at some point in time. So this number will increase over time, obviously. And when we take more opportunities, when we go in there, when we take the appointments, we get better as well. It's so different than selling to with like getting referrals and working with them or helping family members or whatever. With this, you actually need to know how to sell. And it's not about benefits and features and all that, but yeah, you gotta know how to sell. First you sell the meeting, and then you sell basically your services yourself, and if you can't, you advance the deal, you have a follow-up, you go in there and you actually want to grow and help people. That's the name of the game. Cool. So then let's think about the basically what that all this here, like all this here that I just went over, what that really means in terms of ROI and cash, long-term potential, how to make it scalable, how to know it's scalable, and all that good stuff. So now let's think about one deal, like one commission is worth 10K to you, and in this case we have spent about 1,600. It's easy to get this down to 1.2, 1.5K for sure. So let's put the spend to, just to make it easy, 1.5K. So now we're looking at, what's that? Now we're looking at 6.67x ROI. And now you all are like, yeah, dude, but it's like only if the gross commission and all that. I have expenses, I have splits and all that. Cool, I get that. So let's take all the splits and expenses out of that. So let's say you're 80-20 split, and you basically give out 2K in splits. I think you shouldn't have more than that, to be quite honest. If you have, then think about what you can do. 1.5K expenses. This obviously depends. What do you do? Your services and all that, I know. But in this case, we know it's about 1.5K. And then this 1.5K ad spend. Now we are netting, net is 5K. Cool. So we're looking at something like 5,000 times 3 point, otherwise 3.33x. So you're putting one door in and you're getting $3.33 out. I know all of you guys are looking for the 10x, 20x, etc. ROIs, but like, think about putting $1 in and getting $3.33 out every single month. It's gonna be crazy, I tell ya. Now let's think about 12 months. We do this consistently for 12 months. Everything works well. We just nail down the process and we get better and better all the time. We are looking at 60K extra net. 60,000 extra net. Now, let's double the ad spend. 2x ad spend. We are looking at 10K net. 10K net. And then let's do that again 12 months. And we are looking at 120K net. Obviously, when you're scaling up the ad spend, this will not be that easy. It won't happen overnight. Like when you double the ad spend, you don't get double the output. So that's what you need to take into account. There's a period of time that you need to optimize again, you need to do all that stuff, but this is basically, just to make it simple, this is how it works in the long run. Cool. So now we're looking at 120K net, and this is only from the front end deals and cash, like the front end deals and cash. Let's think about the back end. Like, how can we turn one client into 1, 2, 3, whatever transactions over their lifetimes, referrals, and all that good stuff. So let's turn this one client into 2. And sorry, this might be things like referrals, even buy side, double transaction. They transact with you multiple times over their lifetime, all that, etc. So we now turned the one client into 2. So we got even more, 120K extra again in the back end. Boom. Now, because it's in the back end, there's no ad spend anymore. We already acquired the first clients, and now we're just turning the one client into 2. So there's no ad spend anymore. So we take off the ad spend. So 1,500 times 2, because we doubled the ad spend to get the 120K. So 1,500 times 2 times 12 months, we're looking at 36,000. 36,000 in ad spend. What's happening? 36,000 in ad spend. So we take this 120K plus 36K. We're looking at 156,000 extra commissions in the back end. Boom. This is where the true profit margins are and where the scalability comes to the picture. Now, because this is the back end, and we already did the front end. Sorry, that's not the front end. Here's the front end. Already the front end. So 120 plus 156, we're looking at $276,000 in total. And this is net. Crazy, huh? I know. Crazy. So this is how paid traffic, paid client acquisition works, and why it's so freaking effective, why it's so scalable, and why it's predictable when you're spending enough and you have enough long time period. And this campaign here is just the beginning. This ain't our best performing campaign. And this is, as mentioned, this is, I guess, yeah, it's 2 months right now, 2 months in. So the first 3 months are always the toughest ones to nail basically everything down. And then the beauty starts from there. So these results also get better all the time. when the lead cost, we get the lead cost basically nailed down. We get the process of getting the leads to the phone, getting the process of getting the phone consultations converted into in-person appointments, and we know what we need to do in the in-person appointments to convert more and more. As well, we know how to handle objections, we know how to handle the follow-up process, and that way how to get more and more. So that's that, and this is exactly how paid traffic work. And as you can see here, this is not an overnight thing. It takes time as well, and it takes money, but it works because it's pure math. Obviously, you gotta know what to do, and you gotta have someone who knows what to do in the front end to get those appointments, get those people coming through the doors, and that's where we come into the picture. And also we help with getting those phone consultations converted into in-person appointments and all that good stuff. So this gets better all the time. And yeah, not an overnight thing, but works like clockwork when following the process. And I have a saying that this comes from my mentor, but fall in love with the process, and the process will be good to you. And this is true. Fall in love with the process, and the process will be good to you. And this math logic and understanding the numbers works the same way inside our own business. And this is also why we as a business, and you, when understanding your numbers and have this nailed down, are able to go out there to the marketplace and basically eat our competition alive. When we understand our numbers and what we need to hit in the front end and how profitable it will be in the back end, we know how much we can spend in order to acquire a customer. And I'm going to end this by saying that a business owner gets a customer to make a sale, and a business builder makes a sale to start a relationship. Think about that. Hope this all makes sense and gives you some value. You got some value out of this. And if you have any questions, like always, feel free to ask. Shoot me a message and I'll be there to help you out. Have a great rest of the day.